This is the Billitrron 38. This is Electron's new carburetor, and it's billet made aluminum. It's supposed to be a bit shorter than the old model. The throttle hit is supposed to be better. They got the choke on the correct side here, on the left side, like it's supposed to be. It can use your stock throttle cable. And they got the power jet, and with the thumb screws for your idle and your power jet on the same left side where your choke is, and everything's looking. It looks pretty nice, and you know, they say that you get better hit, and then the original carb. And I'm going to throw it on my 300 here, and now I'm going to remove I got to loosen the boot for the carburetor. I loosen the battery terminals. I take the positive side off first. So you don't take a chance of shorting up the battery. Now this circuit, or your solenoid for your starter, can pop right out of that rubber deal. And then you can pull your wires right out the side of your subframe here, like so. Now you can separate your subframe as soon as you get your airbox and those 4 bolts removed. That's pretty much it. Just hold your subframe over here. Right under there. There's your stock carb. So I got the H slide out of the carburetor. I can feed my throttle cable down through top of the new Billitrron carburetor. Thread that on. Now I can feed the H slide spring onto there, compress it.
How's it going?
I fed the cable down through the spring into the H slide, tightened it up on the top there, and now I'll feed the H slide right back into the carburetor. Yeah. And that's it. 2 screws. Hold the top on. It's just slightly spring loaded. Just snug those down. Okay. Now I'm going to feed that right down in the place where the old one was. Now I can feed my subframe back on. It's in there. Looks good. Feed the subframe on and put the gas tank back on. See the billet aluminum. Got easy access to the choke. Into your idle. Nice. Well, let's see if it'll run.
Alright, so I'm in the lower Sycamore area today, and I've got a brand new Billitrron carburetor on my KTM 300, and I'll tell you, my bike has never been happier. The throttle response is every bit as good as a well-tuned stock carburetor. And the power band is very smooth. It's really nice to be able to roll the throttle through the power. Now I do have my power valve. I'm running the yellow spring, and I've got it screwed in a bit. So I'm not hitting the power band and power valve too early. But man, this carburetor was super easy to install. It is almost exactly the same size as the stock carburetor. So I just pulled off the subframe. Yeah! Woo! I pulled off the subframe, loosened the boot on the carb, pulled out the stock one, crammed in this one, and I bought this from the factory so I could tell them what bike it was going on and what gas and mixture that I use, and they set it up. I'm gonna have to check the color of my plug later, but so far it feels like it's running great. You know, I mean, it might be a little too lean, not sure, until I check the color. I also have a new muffler. My other one broke and the packing jammed up on the inside Woo! My bike wouldn't run. It was tough to figure out. But yeah, so far, the Billitrron carburetor, it looks good. It works good. Woo. It was really easy to put in. They're not cheap. And I'm yet to use it at altitude. But boy, so far, my bike is running great. Whew. I think I've got the idle set a little bit high. Yee. Oh, big rock. Yeah. The throttle response is at least as good as a stock carburetor. Ooh. Wow. Yeah, that is running great. I did so little work. I put the carb on last night in less than an hour. Okay. Let's see how well it's gonna lug this super steep hill right here. Woo. Oh yeah. Yeah, no problem. Nice.
Alright, this is the next day after I put the Billitrron on my carburetor, and I wanted to pull the plug to see what kind of color I was getting on the mixture. And the mixture was set from them at the factory. I told them what my bike year it was and the motor size and the type of riding that I did, and they set the mixture, and it is absolutely perfect. I just pulled the plug, and if you look at the color on that porcelain right there, it is just a toasty brown. And so the mixture on this thing couldn't be better, and I couldn't be happier with how the Billitrron Carb goes through the rev cycle, and the mixture is perfect all the time. And it fits perfectly in there. It took me like 30 minutes to install it. I think that the Billitrron could not be a better carburetor. All right.